happening. Now they also have the possibility of Phantomless moving over 2 side lanes with that Talia as well. And that could be really huge. Having first move when you've got such a strong bottom side on the opposite side for Heretics, where you're likely trying to funnel loads of these resources, could play a massive part in trying to shut that down.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually do like the kind of the Ornn pickup here, just because the side of Heretics are actually very short range, and that does give you, some ability to have some long range engage, but also that was probably their biggest thing of note. And then they joined the Superliga this year, had a pretty poor spring, and then a killer summer, and joining the LEC next year, they are a team who everybody has their eyes on. And let's see what they're made of as we're on to the Rift for game number 5.
Game number 5. Had a lot of game number 5s recently. Of course, in playoff season at the moment.
Yeah, a little
just yesterday, actually, the reverse sweep from Fnatic. Domestically as well, NLC went to game 5. Just feels like everyone wants to just go to game 5 for some reason. Gives us a lot of League of Legends to watch. Of course, EU Masters, Amazon EU Masters group days, 6 games in a day. As much entertainment as you could ever want. Time to focus a little bit on this game here. Team Heretics, they're going to get a ward onto this red buff, so SK Prime will know it's there. They watched it be placed. Just more about what information will be traded across the board, as it looks like Aloys actually went and got a red ward on that Grunt Blue. So they'll know this will be Wukong starting up on the top side. Have a rough idea of where exactly both these junglers are going to be starting and likely pathing towards.
Somewhat expected with this bot lane as well. Again, you kind of, if you're going to make an early play, you probably would like to get it, set up on the Lucian and the Nami. So kind of expected on that sense, to be completely fair. Curious to see how this is going to go. This bot lane, we've seen Lucian Nami so many times. We've also seen the Renata, we've seen the Aphelios, but curious to see how they're actually going to play this lane out. Expect to see quite a lot of action, or a lot of aggression from Jack Spectre and White In.
Definitely. A little more about that level 2, level 3 though, I think, for this Nami Lucian, the first couple levels. First 1, 2, sometimes can be a little bit slow to kick things off unless you're in a really one-sided matchup. But as you can see, Gadget and Seal doing a pretty good job of just kind of staving them off right now, even though Seal's health disadvantage. They've got the priority, and that's definitely what matters a little bit more right now. See what they can actually get done once that level 3 ticks over, though, and they have to start dealing with, full combo dash-ins from Jack Spectre. Gone for the first strike, so looking for as much, sort of burst, true damage as he can get out of that rune as well. Gold generation going to be nice over time, but for as much damage as he can get as well in the early stages. Like that.
Ooh,
yeah.
What? It's one of those things that always catches me off guard. I've seen it so many times. I know what this combo is capable of doing, but still, what the hell, man? Gadget.
It doesn't even faze me anymore at this point. Like, I just see it happen so frequently whenever this combination gets locked in. I think the important thing to note is how much this duo lane can definitely struggle if it starts to fall behind. We saw it in the Rogue Mad series, I believe, and also actually in the Fnatic XL series over the weekend, where Nami Lucian gets locked in, falls behind. It kind of looks borderline useless. I think in this game, he should almost always have targets to hit, right? But if you're in range to potentially hit Phantomless, for example, you're in range to get hit by a seismic shove, or you can't really dash because of the Unraveled Earth, or you're in range for so many dangerous abilities. So Jack Spectre is going to have a bit of a hard time as the game progresses, even if he gets relatively far ahead. Unless he is severely overtuned and overfed, I think it's going to be a pretty hard game. So expect to see a lot of this. Blue Resort just kind of slipping in here, the wave stacking up, and immediately Gadget and Seal just have to respect it. So much CS underneath that tower, and it's going to be missed. Likely, you can see there's no one on this side of the map to actually help defend this wave deny, and they're just going to just proxy it. I mean, they don't really have to do anything else. Already a level advantage, and this whole wave is just going to be denied away here. Great stuff from Team Heretics.
That's more than a wave, Jamada. That's like 2 waves they're losing, and a third is crashing as well. They get a plate passively in the backside as well.
Oh my
That
word.
is a little bit painful for Gadget. I say a little bit. That is mega painful for Gadget. He will at least get a cannon.
I mean, so for reference, because of course, if you hadn't noticed, if you've been keeping up with the LEC, you would know that this is obviously the same HUD format. And let's see, Gadget, that little purple bar in between his summoner spells and the Aphelios icon, that's his XP. He's down almost a full level off of that. is absolutely absurd. Of course, he's going to catch up right now, but that's going to be a stacking wave that Jack Spectre is going to go and catch. So he is severely ahead. In the top side, though, Aibo did have to blow his flash to that gank, so maybe that's something that Aloys and Ekas can look towards once we hit that level 6 mark. A little more confirmed lockdown in the Glacial Prison. That Hex Echo ultimatum. Maybe they can start to get that side lane pressure rolling, because right now on the bottom side of the map already, despite that massive, wave missed, Gadget is only down about 3 CS and the wave is crashing in. So probably still feeling okay, but in the grand scheme of things, the mental damage is already done.
Yeah, it is. And, he goes back to base, gets a Noon Quiver, catches back in, and oh, look, the CS was close. Oh, no, they're freezing. This is going to be just horrific for Gadget, because now they have to stay. They need to deal with this, and they're going to be down an entire item, or down an entire component, I guess, to Jack Spectre. He's got the wave set up for himself, and yes, Gadget does have the Flamer, and they're actually bringing Ekas down to see if maybe he can find an opportunity to set the team up, but they're so close to their tower, they're safe.
They need to break the freeze realistically. I think the fact that Gadget, of course, goes over to Infernum, just giving him that extra bit of wave clear, it's just going to enable that to be a possibility. But I think it's more about Ekas being there in case Bluezor, skipped some camps, immediately shows up on the bottom side, and that's why I was kind of worried for if SK Prime actually decide to look for a play instead of getting that wave in. Maybe it would give enough time for Heretics to get the jungler down here. Won't be the case though. Oh, really, really good stuff from Heretics. Wave management, really drawing a lot of pressure. That's a great seismic shove though.
Beautiful seismic shove. The sun's going to get flashed away as he's thrown down the ultimate. Phantomless is being burned down. Jaru able to flash away. Blue Resort, they're coming in. Ekas able to get himself the kill, but will trade out mid for jungle, and Blue Resort will be able to shove the wave in. So Zoru probably okay with that. He did just get himself 300 gold for free.
I'm going to be honest. 2v1. Gets himself first blood. It wasn't even 300. He, oh no, sorry. Wrong way around. Yeah, gets himself 300. I've played this game a lot. Played this game a lot now as well. That's the worst part about it. Yeah, honestly, I think he'll take that. Held onto his flash for a really long time. You could maybe argue greed, right? Just flash earlier. Get yourself away from the play. Had the ward there. He knew it was coming. Just felt like he could play this one out. Not lose the summoner spell, because of course now that he doesn't have this flash, he's going to be super vulnerable to mid lane ganks. Sejuani, I feel like people always say that Jarvan, he's the king of gank in the mid lane. Sej can feel as oppressive at times post 6 if you're in a mobile carry. Completely honest with you, just fly out of Fog of War, Glacial Prison. It feels so hard to deal with. It's now Blue Resort. It's going to steal away the big chicken from the hungry boar. Let's take that one up. And now I actually expect to see a little more of this. Blue Resort hanging around the mid lane to ensure that Ekas doesn't really just get free set up on to Zoiru here. It actually looks like they're going to pass over the blue buff just to ensure that he can clear out these waves as safely as possible and not have to worry about his mana form now with that in mind too.
Jack Spectre going to shove this wave in. Got himself a... I don't want to say significant, because it is a massive CS lead at this point, to be fair. Got himself like 20 CS up, or 25 CS up. And he's actually not even resetting, so he's just going to try and keep the pressure up, try and grow that lead as much as possible. Meanwhile, mid, Flashless, very easy to gank this time. Phantomless will get locked down. Zwiru holds on for a long time as in comes Lucky. No. Phantomless goes down, a 1-4-1.
Honestly, I've got to say, Zoiru is playing out these 2v1s really damn well. Not getting immediately 100 to 0'd in that burst combo, just throws out the damage onto Phantomless, and it allows Blue Resort to peel off of that Herald. Or actually, I believe it was Aloys that was trying to stay up, and they're able to just find the 1-for-1 again. So honestly, great stuff from Zoru. First, he gets both flashes from the mid jungle of SK Prime, and then on the return gank, just able to put out so much damage that when Phantomless decides to kind of hug that top side map, maybe rotate into the top side with Ekas, they're just able to find this 1-for-1. Great stuff from both the mid jungle of Heretics.
Yeah, really, really clean there. From those two, they're playing well. Like you said, Zwiru, he's eating a lot of 2v1 pressure and, making it work for his team. Now able to shove the wave in, and Blue Resort wants to return back to this Rift Herald. They've also pulled their bot lane over as well. They're currently making their way over, and I just want to see this goal get injected into this Lucian. Zwiru, yeah, he's doing a great job, but you want to get this Lucian snowballing so that he can really be oppressive in the later stages. Well, I guess in the mid game more than the later stages, because you are into the Aphelios. So just want to get him going as quick as possible, get him online. They don't even have to show for the Herald. They are able to get back to bot lane in time to deal with this wave. But Phantomless has now got that Weaver's Wall, is level 8, so could potentially show his face towards the bot side, and it looks like Jack Spectre is respecting the fact that they don't have any pressure, any vision on the bottom side of the map, so they are just playing it back until the wave hits the tower.
Well, for now, I really want to see Heretics try and snowball Jack Spectre on the bottom side more. Like you were kind of alluding to, how will they do it, I think, is the big question, because normally when you see things like, you know, Draven with a kill lane, Kalista lanes as well, try and play around these neutrals on the bottom side, the Dragons. Heretics are really good at that domestically, especially in the playoffs, actually.
Yeah.
This Lucian Nami lane, despite having that massive early lead, they didn't really look to prioritize it too much. Go towards the Herald. It's actually quite funny. Just in general, Heretics were such a dominant force. A lot of the times they were able to pick up everything, right? First Dragon, first Herald. This time around, despite a lot of the pressure that was able to be had from the bottom side, they don't actually pick up that first Dragon. Now looking for a little bit of poke. Not too bad with the culling. And even though, like, look, it doesn't look that threatening right now, but as Lurazor actually makes his way in with the Herald, remember they chunked out this tower earlier. Now they could actually get almost the full tower, but fortunately Ekas is actually here with Phantomless. So if an over-aggression play comes out from Heretics, a response is certainly in the offing.
No
Actually
way,
just
they
get the whole Herald,
it.
wow!
Too much crowd control. That is really rough, and a great read there from SK. Really able to pull that back, and it's been interesting watching this team kind of adapt a little bit. They've become a team who are, as of this patch, been playing way more aggressive in the lanes and not quite as scaly focused as some of the other teams. Yes, though, they do have scaling options, especially on this team, but as you can see in the mid lane, they were playing heavily towards just taking out Zwyroo and playing very aggressive. Did it work perfectly? No, but it's been, you know, it's been good to watch.
Yeah, and I mean, even on the top side, it felt like for a little while, a solid string of games in playoffs that, you know, Aloys was kind of stuck on, you know, Ornn, Sejuani duty come into play in, however, complete swap up. A lot of Renekton's, a lot of Fioras. Now this time, he's even on the Camille, which is the solid matchup into Ornn. We've always known it as that historically. Now we're looking to see whether or not they'll be able to make some of that aggression work. Of course, we spoke about that mid lane aggression. Phantomless has had the opportunity to slip out of lane once or twice, but they've been playing directly into Zwyroo, taking him down twice. See if they can maybe look to do that a couple more times or start to move Phantomless around the map more like we just saw towards that bottom side.
Oh, wow. Alois is
oh yeah, Ornn
taking a little bit of hurt here. Gonna shove this wave in. Monkey gonna slip forward another bush, and maybe there might be a little bit of shenanigans here. They've also got their mid
Victor
as well coming up. They're going to throw everything down, catching him out. They do get a good ultimate from Ekas, though. Ekas has been jumped onto. Phantomless is teleported in, but already a kill has gone down to Heretics.
It just feels like Heretics are just first to the move. A lot of these plays that they decide to make on the side lanes. Yes, mid lane, though, has all been about SK Prime, and I think they were even considering looking to dive. Phantomless there, but now look how much damage that culling does to Gadget. So much pressure. He's got the Infernum, though, so he should be able to wave clear this one out. Oh, that bubble's so close.
I could have been
like that. He would have died. No cleanse to get out of that one. Really good stuff from Jack Spectre, just putting down so much pressure down here. And finally, starting to see some of that Nami Lucian, you know, pressure come to fruition. You know, I feel like, again, a lot of people, they overestimate how strong it is in lane. Yes, very powerful. We see what it could do with, you know, double shot plus E from Nami. It will 100 to sort of like 20 a lot of champions. Once you start to hit this one item mark, when you've got Gale Force as well, when the mandate actually starts to come in, that's when you can just outright threaten 100 to 0 with no response time from the enemy. You're starting to see Heretics are just utilizing this pressure so damn well. They've even slid Taibo into the bottom lane here. So I think they want this tower in whole. So if the plates drop off, we'll get a lot squishier. They could just use Taibo as an opportunity to find the play, but it doesn't actually have the ultimate, so a lot less threatening, and we'll just back away.
I mean, they only have tidal wave. Their ult economy is low at the moment. Are running a little bit low on that front, so do so just to chill it out. Plates are falling off either way, so this tower should go down fairly quickly, and that will be at least first tower blood. Yes, they didn't get as many places as they liked, and Gadget's dead. Gadget's flashed. Gadget is going so low. He is dead. Jack Spectre is also dead in response. They were just a little bit too clumsy on that play, and it's a 1-4-1.
Yeah, I think they were really committed to making sure that Gadget died. I will also say, I think Jack, because he walked so far underneath tower, I think if he kept on going sort of, you know, up top left in that kind of angle, northwest away from the tower, he might have been able to walk that one out. Maybe. The aggro can be quite, you know, finicky. on the edges there, but decides to try and walk it back through. Doesn't quite have enough HP. We'll get a replay, and maybe we'll get that in confirmation. But again, we're speaking about that first item spike, so potent. Great reaction time from Gadget to flash away from that bubble. But so much damage is already done. You can kind of see. No, I think he's always dead. Doesn't matter. 1 for 1. At the end of the day, I guess that's kind of a good thing for SK Prime. You know, getting some gold into the Aphelios' back pocket. You know, silver linings. But
I don't think he was denied much of a wave either, so you know it wasn't really amazing for Heretics.
The cost of it, though,
into Dragon.
Yeah, the cost of it though is no summoners now probably means that contesting this Dragon is pretty much a no-go. But they're definitely eyeing it up. There's the wall, but Ekkas is just not going to be able to get into the pit at all ever. Great stuff from Heretics.
Yeah, going to pick that one up. That'll be their first Dragon. We have got a Cloud Soul here, and actually, I know Cloud Soul gets a lot of slack. But actually, hold on. Okay, they're going to be okay. I'm going to go back to my point. I think this team's okay with Cloud Drake. You know, they're short range. They want to get close. Cloud Drake enables them to get close.
All things considered, this is a pretty high value Cloud Dragon, man. Look, I've been selling Bibles on Twitter about about the value of Cloud Soul. Now look, is it, you know, objectively? Okay. This looks pretty spicy.
He dodges away. They try to get a damage onto Gadget. Gadget lives. He has the sustain. He has the double kill. SK Prime coming up huge in the bot side.
Oh, you'd think it's normally Jack Spectre and White in those bushes looking for those kind of plays. They catch them out with their own trick. Really great stuff from Gadget and Seal. Nekas even comes down just to help secure that play. Really great stuff. Just catching Jack Spectre and White off guard. No flash, remember, from the play from earlier on. And this ultimate sets up perfectly. It splits apart Jack and White. You see, I think it clips White, but it doesn't quite manage to connect on to the Lucian. But it splits them enough that there's no real peel that can happen. There's no real, you know, target focus that can come down. And even though Gadget almost drops, even if he does go into the bailout, he would have killed White afterwards either way. Really great play from SK Prime. Now all of a sudden, that 1k gold lead individually that Jack Spectre had over Gadget has practically just been vaporized. It's not there anymore.
Yeah. And, you know, it was a lot of work they put into setting that up. And I think, and I don't want to say it definitely stems, but, you know, the kind of relevance of Gadget does stem from that maybe over eager dive. Jack Spectre had to use his flash. That could still be on cooldown if he'd played that a little bit less aggressive, a little bit less desperate to find that kill. And now Gadget able to punish pretty heavily, about to get his ghost back up as Zwairu trying to hold, but doesn't realize there's 3. Did see Seal there with his laser, but still got to hold fast for the moment. It actually looks like the rest of the team are coming down. Ekkas will he spot out by Jack Spectre? Looks like he's not going to catch him for now, and they're going to head back towards mid lane. So bot lane tower will hold for a little longer. There's top side. A little bit of scrapping going on to Ibo as he's lost half his health to Alois.
It's Divine Sunder, Camille.
Yeah.
Smile. What, you know, it's rough being a tank in this meta when you have to deal with Divine Sunder champ still. Every now and again, they've hit quite a few nerfs towards it though, so I feel like it's not quite as oppressive as it used to be, but still very much a strong item. But hey, do we have a bit of downtime? I think we do. All right, back to the Bible.
We do.
Cloud Soul
Go.
and Cloud Dragons. Now, guys, hear me out. You know, individual dragons, they got buffed. Yes, Infernal, Mountain, Hex Tech Soul, very, very powerful. But just bear with me. 7% out of combat movement speed per Cloud Dragon, and then Cloud Soul gives you 15% movement speed, period, and then 50% movement speed on cast. If you have like 3 Cloud Dragons with Soul, you almost clock in at 100% movement speed. Like, you can't tell me that's not kind of broken, all right? I refuse to admit it. I think a lot of people hyper-focus on the fact that, you know, more damage, especially from Infernal and Hex Dragon, but guys, like that one analyst from NA said, 93%, guys, all right? It's the highest. It's the most winning Soul. No, but jokes aside, it's actually a much... there's a lot more value in it than you'd perhaps expect.
100%.
And especially in competitive play, roaming around, yada yadas, it's pretty good. And pretty high value if Heretics can pick it up, in my opinion, as well. More Vector kiting now.
Cleanse comes down immediately into the fight as the Gorn Horn is going to be there instantly, popping onto Gadget, make it a second kill as well for the side of Heretics. They're going to take mid as their prize. It was a fight started by SK Prime, but Heretics, they ended it.
What's the saying? Don't start a fight that you can't finish. SK Prime, they look for the pick. Heretics, they finish it more than appropriately. Aloys is going to pick up this top side. Tier 1 on the bottom side. Phantomless, I think he's going to have to be forced away here. Zoiru's going to get a pretty nicely timed laser and clear out that wave. So still a tower for tower trade, but those kills were picked up in the mid lane. Now, actually, they're just looking to force this. Oh, okay, they want Zoiru at the same time, but he's got Banshees.
He does. He's going to be able to catch him for the moment. Gets a lot of damage off, and that is going to be the end of days with the rest of the team are coming in. Blue Resort. Here comes Monkey. Phantomless is jumped onto. Goes Golden. Gets the seismic shot, but Jack Spectre slides in and gates the shutdown as well. Aloys can't get away. Yes, he can. Sorry, he can get away, and he can get himself a Cloud Dragon unless Heretics want to contest this. It feels like they'd rather take the tower and just give this dragon over, but they're hovering in the area. Ibo has got ultimate up and available. Dragon goes down. And SK Prime can be able to pick this one up as Herald gets his charge off. They throw down the Orn Horn. They throw down the knock up, and Seal is going to have his fate sealed indeed. Caught out by the bubble. Blue Resort takes him out. Jack Spectre on his lonesome though will fall. That was a massive misposition by him.
Yeah, he was looking to get aggressive onto Aloys, who's the one of the stronger members here of SK Prime at the moment. And paid for it, getting cut in half by the Scissor Lady. Really nice pick in the river as well, however, from the rest of the Heretics to find themselves the kill onto Seal. SK Prime, however, walk away with the neutral objective, so not too shabby. We'll get a replay of the entire thing, and SK Prime just want to take this tier 1. They want to respond to that mid lane play, right? They want to get more than what they just got from the top side of the map. Definitely understand that they feel like maybe Heretics won't respond. But I really have to give a lot of credit to Zoiru, man. Every time we see him in the 2v1, he just dishes out so much damage in response. Even if he goes down, it sets up for Heretics to always collapse and pick up more kills. And it's always this man on your screen that you see there. It's the Wukong, always there to pounce Blue Resort. And then SK Prime, they go towards the dragon. The Herald gets dropped on the bottom side. And you can see Jack Spectre is just kind of hunting, but just doesn't really respect the turn potential. Unfortunately, there you go. Glacial Prison into hook shot. You can't really get away from that one if you don't dodge out on the first part of the CC. Really great turn from SK Prime, and now they're looking to start a fight again in the mid lane.
SK Prime love these death pushes. That is their game plan.
It didn't work so well for them last time.
Not when a big old Orn is going to throw his ram through the center of the team. Ibo dodges away narrowly on the seismic shove, but he's got an army to heal himself back up, so he'll be okay. And that basically puts a stop to that little play.
Yes, it does. All right. Disengaged. SK Prime, you have to, credit where it's due. Still looking for a lot of proactive plays here. I think, especially when this is what you could maybe consider one of Heretics' stronger points of the game. This sort of post 20-minute world, they've got the 2-item Lucian. This is the part in the game where Lucian gets really scary, right? Because maybe you're Gadget and you're in the mid lane, you're clearing the wave, all of a sudden, dash over the wall, Gale Force, you just get one shot by all of the damage that Nami gives to Lucian. Speaking of getting one shot, Ekas, he's dead.
Ekas is down. Jack Spectre takes the kill. They're not going to push for anything else, but they may turn their attention towards... no, they messed up that blast cone, I think, and not going to turn their attention towards that one as Jack Spectre does eat a little bit of damage, going to take down that turret. And Teleport's coming in. They're actually looking to go for this potentially. That does leave Aloys to take the tower, but if they can get Baron and get back to base, they shouldn't lose too much more here.
Couple seconds, but I think this Baron's going to drop a little bit too soon. Maybe they look for a fight after it. There's the Renard ultimate. There's pretty good guns on Gadget as well, but he's got not that much ammo left in the Calibrum. That's a huge
ultimate from Seal.
Here we go.
The wall comes down. They are able to get away from it now. Aloys chasing them. Jack Spectre's low, but he's able to get away. Ibo's going to get caught out, and he will sacrifice his life for the rest of the team. A sacrificial goat. As the Orn goes down, the recalls come in. Baron Nashor onto 4 members of Team Heretics.
Sacrificial goat. I like what you did there, Jake. That's clever. That one's going to fly over a lot of heads. SK Prime, though, will pick up the mid lane tier 1 in response, but the Baron crucially goes over to Heretics. So I feel like they're okay with that trade. once Ibo respawns up, expect them to just group up as 5. I feel like they don't even really care about spreading the Baron around too much for now. Gold lead isn't huge, however, and I think when you look towards the items, it's pretty much parry across the board, right? 2 items on both sides. You could actually now say Venom just picked up his Onya's, so has a little more to work with on top of that Archangel Staff and that Leandries. So see how SK Prime want to respond. I think they've got very strong side lane options, of course, not just through Alloys, but the fact that they've got double globals, albeit the teleport's got to come back up again from Alloys, and the fact that they have that Talia wall means that they can always respond to plays quite quickly if Heretics decide to start to split up. So I think Heretics, to me, really want to try and deny that as a condition for SK Prime to play around and try and keep themselves together and play those front-to-back team fights. Allow Zoru to get out all of this amazing damage that he's got stacked up and ready. And of course, Jack Spectra has that Infinity Edge now with the upgraded Gale Force, so he is locked and loaded.
Entirely so. 25 minutes on the clock with 20 seconds still. Dragon, the fight is immediately going to get broken out. Weaver's Wall actually does cut off a couple of members of Team Heretics away, and a good seismic shove is going to land onto Blue Resort. So he's quite a lot of damage, but again, there's a Nami, there's a bit of healing they can throw down onto that, and with no ultimate onto Ibo, the Gravitum hits 5. Alloys tries to jump in, has got himself a hook shot and an ultimate available, but Heretics maybe a little bit too chunked out to contest this. So Dragon number 3 going to go over to SK Prime, and we're starting to see a little bit of that scaling, and the short range weaknesses for Team Heretics have starting to bite them a little bit here.
Yeah, it's just the crucial thing to me is that Heretics weren't able to deny re-entry from SK Prime through that choke, and now actually they're being collapsed on potentially. This could get a little bit messy. Heretics, how do they want to do this? SK Prime, they look pretty damn ready to try and go forward, but they don't really have any ultimates to engage with. It looks like the team's just going to walk away from each other for now.
Yeah, they did have Seal with ultimate if Heretics turned around, but Heretics, they were well aware that ultimate was up and available, and all they wanted to do was just dodge and wait out the engage, because SK Prime only could do so much there, and they were able to do so. So holding on now. Gold lead still in favor of Heretics, but you are starting to see, Gadget come online. Gadget having a flash away, though, is going to get caught out, and Jack Spectra takes him out immediately. Jack Spectra's damage is phenomenal. A double kill for him. Meanwhile, Monkey gets a third, and Phantomless is going to be taken down as well. 4 members of SK Prime will fall, and Heretics, they're going to start to crack some towers here.
They don't have a minion immediately to try and get some more tower damage down, but they've got a wave coming. That's many members dying at this kind of time frame. I don't know if they've got quite enough time left in the tank. I think 10 seconds left on Gadget. Seal's coming up as well. 25 left on solo laners. They should just back away after the inhibitor, but that was sketchy business from SK Prime, getting Kuao in the mid lane, Kuao on the bottom side at the same time. If the waves were a little more synced up for Heretics, Jake, that could have damn well been the game. But what a really nice engage from Ibo here. You just see them kind of just sat on their hands in the mid lane. They rotate out of the jungle. Gadget gets bloody well one shot. The damage of the Infinity Edge. So unfortunately, Alloys just gets absolutely deleted as well by Zoru. Blue Resort on the bottom side. Phantomless, it felt like, was trying to help his solo laner out. His brother in arms ends up paying for it with his life as well. And lose the inhibitor. And now another on onto Gadget. Dodge away though, and he's alright for now.
Nasty business, able to avoid a wave. But that that inhibitor going down, you got Baron up in 1 minute 40. That's always going to be a point of pressure. Yes, Gadget is going to catch waves for now, but as long as someone makes sure that wave is marginally shoved up, it just means that Heretics can kind of play with their food at the Baron pit. So it's going to be something SK Prime really need to be on their wave management, because that Baron is going to give a lot of pressure over to the side of Heretics to play with.
Really will. And Heretics, though, maybe they want to kind of focus on the soul as well, but that's a minute after Baron spawns up, so expect Ibo. I say Ibo because I look at the left side of the screen. Ibo's the first name I read. Heretics will focus on that big purple worm. Honestly, SK Prime have a lot of tools to work with. You have to also imagine Gadget should be approaching that Infinity Edge. He should be pretty close to it as well. He's got that BF sword, got that agility cloak. Once he hits 3 items, I think this is super playable for SK Prime.
Hell yeah.
Until then, for now, it just feels like Heretics full control with Jack Spectra at 4 items now.
Got the Typhoon upgrade as well, though, so a little bit more power to him on that side. You just saw the hat get picked up for Zweiru as well. So they are set up. Jack Spectre, though, dodges away on the ultimate Royal Whiff. You can say what you want there. Jack Spectre does have to burn the dash. Actually didn't even flash, as he hasn't even got it. Jack Spectre, that could have been very close for him. Did still have cleanse, but scary stuff. As we can see the mask get upgraded there for Zwyroo, so he gets his ornament just in time for the Baron, and this wave in the bottom side will be pushing up, so that's going to be a problem. And no ultimates actually burnt there from the side of Heretics. In response, 3 ultimates are down, so SK Prime struggling in the old ult economy department. Zekas is going to just lose his passive to the laser beam from Zwyroo there. Baron's been started up, and SK Prime, they're looking to contest this.
Yeah, I mean, with no Almost, so this is so tricky. All of those turn tools, on Almost, Cyclone, and the Chaos Storm is just so dangerous to walk through this choke. And if Heretics control this entrance really well, getting into the river to actually fight is going to be so dangerous. That teleport's going to get cancelled. They're going.
Interrupted! What an interrupt! They find themselves the knockup. They find themselves the CC chain. A double kill onto the Victor to boot. Alloys goes down. A triple kill for Zwyroo. And Team Heretics, the first seed from the Superliga, are showing up to play here on the first day of the Amazon EU Masters. Zwyroo is teleported into the base as well, and this might just be game over to Team Heretics. SK Prime, they tried their damnedest, they tried to hold, but that is going to be a 4th kill of the fight for Zwyroo. Aibo finds a knock-up onto Ekas. The Nexus goes down 17 kills to 8, 31 minutes on the clock, and Heretics look dominant in that game.
I'm going to be honest, I had